life here at Yosemite, so the park remains open. And at this hour, there are climbers trying to ascend El Cap. Back to you.
Wow, tragedy there for the climbers and the families as well. But hey, bottom line, it's still a beautiful place to visit if you get a chance to as well. Another beautiful place, the beach here. We're talking about New Smyrna Beach here in Florida. A nice day in terms of just sitting on the beach, different in the water. We actually have increasing rip current danger all around Florida as we head on through today, tomorrow, through the weekend, into next week, thanks to a little disturbance coming on through here. You see in the yellow, that's a low rip current, but again, low means higher than normal. There's always rip current risk, but this is a little bit elevated there. Moderate across the first coast here, even the coast of Georgia. Watch out around the Sea Islands. And then high Tuesday as well. Also Tuesday of next week, we're still watching the wave heights, talking easily 5 to 10 to 15 foot waves. And surf is a big deal. Unfortunately, it's been a killer so far this year. In the surf zone on the East Coast beaches, 35 people have lost their lives. 11 in New Jersey, 11 in the state of Florida.
The day after chemo might mean a trip back to the doctor's office.
No barrels in a construction zone. There are no cones in a construction zone. Imagine that for a second. You're driving along and it just kind of feels naked. Well, that's because they took all those out because they could turn into a projectile, especially if people are needing to use those highways, first responders to use those highways to get people to safety. Well, they got those out of there just as a safety precaution. Taking a look right now at some other preparations around Orlando, you can see a restaurant. We went around town this morning gathering some video of the last-minute preps. The storm here is supposed to really impact starting tomorrow late afternoon and really into tomorrow night. That's when we're talking hurricane force winds here in Orlando, and also very, very probably flooding rains. So lots of boards going off, lots of preparations at homes and businesses and apartments happening right now. Of course, about a day out from when they're expected to have a problem here. Irma welcoming itself right here into Orlando. And we spoke to somebody who works at one of those restaurants about the preparations there. Listen.
As a restaurateur, no power would mean we would literally lose thousands of dollars worth of product in our restaurants, because without power, there's no cold refrigeration. All the product has to get thrown out. So it may actually take us another day before our purveyors can actually get us food, before we can actually produce it and then, sell it to our guests.
So, it's not just damage to properties and the potential for that kind of damage, but also damage to things like food. Restaurants, of course, need that. It's their lifeblood. They need that food in there to serve to their people. So they're doing things to make sure they are as prepared as possible for what we're now knowing are going to be hurricane force winds here in Orlando. Because of that, and because of what's going to be happening in this part of the state, there are lots of closures here in this part of the state, including probably the biggest closure of them all. The Magic Kingdom, Walt Disney World, will be closing at 9 o'clock tonight. Universal Orlando closes at 7 o'clock tonight. Both SeaWorld Orlando and Busch Gardens Tampa will close at 5 o'clock tonight. Orlando International Airport stopping all flights at 5 o'clock tonight. And all of public schools and, of course, state colleges and universities are closed through Monday. There are many, many more closures and cancellations. You just make sure you're checking out the venues you may be going to. If you're somebody who has tickets to different things at Disney World, make sure you're checking out whether your event has been canceled. It likely has been. One thing about Disney World, though, we do know, despite the fact that the parks are all closing and the venues are all closing, all of the properties as far as hotels and resorts, they're staying open because, of course, those are the places people will go to keep themselves safe. And they're going to hunker down there when could be potential for 100-mile-an-hour wind here in Lake Eola Park throughout the day. But again, the general sense we're getting right now